Hi, I'm Silu, and today we're making gluten-free Egg McMuffins, and we're making them mini. When I was pregnant with my now 18-year-old daughter, I could not eat enough Egg McMuffins. A lot has happened since that time, including having to avoid gluten, but those nostalgia cravings still kick in from time to time. So I'm honoring those cravings, and by the way, you can't even tell the difference between the gluten-free and the regular English muffins. These are also great for serving guests because you can eat them in 1 to 2 bites. So let's get started in the kitchen and I'll show you how to make them. We're going to heat half a cup of water and half a cup of milk until it reaches between 115 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm using a thermometer to check because we don't want to kill the yeast. I have 1½ teaspoons of dry active yeast, and I'm adding 1 teaspoon of inulin, which is a prebiotic fiber, to it. You could also use sugar. Then whisk in the warm liquid, cover the bowl, and let it bloom for 10 minutes. Get your dry ingredients ready in a mixing bowl. I'm using 1¼ cups of cup-for-cup flour, 1 teaspoon xanthan gum, ½ teaspoon baking powder, and 1 teaspoon salt. I tried 2 other gluten-free flour blends, but this one actually worked the best. The yeast mixture is nice and frothy, and I'm adding 3 tablespoons of melted and cooled butter to it, then creating a little well in the dry ingredients to pour in the wet ingredients. Add 1 egg and bring the dough together with a spatula, then using a dough hook on a stand mixer, knead the dough. The dough will be very, very sticky. Cover the dough and let it sit for 60 minutes to rise. The dough is sticky, so you'll need a ton of extra gluten-free flour on hand. Sprinkle the cutting board generously and then place some of the dough on the board. Sprinkle some more on top. You can use a rolling pin, but I prefer just to pat the dough down with my hands. The dough is pillowy soft. Use a 1-inch biscuit cutter to cut the dough. Dip the cutter in some flour first. Roll up the extra unused dough and cut out some more English muffins. Sprinkle the tops of the muffins with some corn flour, then place them in a heated cast iron skillet. Sprinkle some corn flour on top, then cover the skillet to allow the English muffins to steam. Cook for about 1½ to 2 minutes, then flip and cover again. You can wipe down your skillet with a damp paper towel to get it ready for the next batch. To make this an Egg McMuffin, I'm going to quarter some cheese and then use the same biscuit cutter to cut out 1-inch rounds of Canadian bacon. I'm making a quick omelet here with 4 eggs, 1/4 cup cottage cheese, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and whipping that in a blender. Then add some oil to a nonstick pan, mine here is 10 inches, and then add half the mixture and cover it and flip. I'm going to punch out the egg with the biscuit cutter as well. You can see all of these nooks and crannies which happen because of the steam from the covered pan. I'm going to place the egg, ham, and cheese on the English muffin, and there you have it, a gluten-free English muffin sandwich that made me so happy. Thank you so much for watching. You can get the full recipe at www.bylucy.com. Please subscribe below, and we'll see you next week for more recipes just like this.